Hello. I want to thank Mary Alice for telling me about this book, When I Wished I Was Alone. Written and illustrated by David Cutler. And Dave Cutler dedicates this book to his children, Dylan and Chelsea. Once, when I was a little child, I was very angry at my family. I told them that I didn't love them. I told them I wished I never had a family and could always be alone. I ran into my room and I fell asleep on my bed. When I awoke, I was lying down in a patch of cool grass. All I could see around me was endless blue sky. I realized I was in a very small island that was floating in the middle of the sky. I was all alone. My wish had come true. I stood proudly on my new island. I felt as though I was on top of the world. No one to bother me, no one to tell me what to do, no one to hurt my feelings, just me, my island, and the sky. It was beautiful. I watched as the moon rose into the sky and laughed as the stars and planets danced all around me. Saturn seemed so close I thought I could reach and touch its rings. The nighttime sky began to glow, and the stars became beautiful white birds. I sat on my island all alone for what seemed like a long time. I saw many moons rise and many suns set. And though I enjoyed being alone, after a while I began to miss my family. I missed my mother's kisses and my father's hugs. But as I looked around, it seemed like there was no way to get back home. The moons and stars and planets did their dance for me, but without my family to share it with, I no longer enjoyed their show. I missed them very much, and I felt very sad. My sadness turned to sorrow. I didn't mean it when I told my family I no longer loved them. I didn't mean it when I told them I wanted to always be alone. One morning, the birds that visited each day came by and started dropping little pieces of shiny, silvery string all around me. I caught one to look at, but it was not very long, so I let it fall to the ground. But more birds flew by, each one dropping a piece of silvery string, and soon there was a pile almost as big as I was. I thought maybe I could tie them together and make a rope and climb it back home. But I didn't know which way to climb, up or down or side to side. How could I get back home? The birds played and chirped overhead. But I was too sad to enjoy their show. I didn't even notice that the day had turned into night. The last bird flew by. I finally looked up to see the stars, but they were different. They were doing a new dance. It was beautiful. As they danced, silvery strings in a pile next to me began to rise up into the sky. I watched in amazement as each of the strings attached to a star. I grabbed on to the ends of the strings, and suddenly I was lifted up and away from my island. We began to float into the dark blue sky. We floated for some time until we came upon a huge white cloud. Everything turned white as a blank piece of paper. I couldn't see the stars or moon, only white everywhere I looked. And then with a sudden bump, I felt like I'd landed on something soft and familiar. The white clouds faded, the silver strings faded, and I was sitting in my bedroom on my bed. I was home again. I ran to tell my family what had happened, but most of all, I ran to tell them that I loved them.